Hello and welcome to CloudFolks HUB. My name is Bhavesh Atara. We are doing our ECS project. As a part of this project, we understood that how we can create cluster. We also understood that if we want to create Docker image, we have to create separate EC2 instance, and we also created Docker image. Now, in this video, we are going to run this image. Why we are running this particular image locally? Because we want to test that how our application is working. Now, this is not only one thing that we are doing in this particular video. We are also going to understand environment variable and IAM role in this video as well, because this is the most important best practice according to the AWS. In upcoming videos, when we are going to set up task definition, we have to understand environment variable, we have to understand IAM role. This video is actually foundational video for this particular options as well. So very important. Now let's start and let's understand how we can run our application locally through the Docker image. Here we are going with the 2.2. If you look at over here, this is simple command we have to run our Docker image locally. I have my EC2 instance. We call it like a built image we already created during this last video. Now I have access of this, and if you go to the instance using SSH, and if you are giving command Docker images, right, you will get this image as well. Now, I want to run this image, right? And these are the commands. Let me explain you this command, right? First of all, Docker run, it is going to run new container. D means container will run in detached mode. P means we are going to publish port number 8080, means when we want to access our application, we will use port number 8080 of Docker host. This will be forwarded to the port number 80 of our application, right? And as you know that we already opened this port number 8080 during our EC2 instance creation as well. Now, I'm going to explain you these two things, okay? This is all about environment variable. Now, if you look at over here, when we are creating this particular container, we are actually passing these two values, S3 bucket and AWS region, right? Now, I have two options to set up the entire environment. One, when I am running my container, I am passing these two values. Okay, this is one option I have. Another option is I can add this bucket name and AWS region into my code directly. I have this example. Let's understand this. See, right now in our application, we are using this code from the upload.php file. If you look at over here in this particular code, we are using two environment variable. One S3 bucket and another one is AWS region. So whenever we are going to run this container, we are going to pass values for these two, right? Dynamically. This is one option we have, which is right now we are using currently, and that's why we are passing this values while I am creating this container, right? Other options I have is I can add this value statically over here in the upload.php. Look at this here. Instead of passing this value dynamically, I just added this detail into the code directly, right? Now, question is which option should I use? Okay, should I pass values dynamically or should I add this value directly into the code? Recommended way is to pass these values dynamically. Why? Let me explain you. See, if you are not passing this value dynamically, whenever you want to change your bucket or region, you have to change or you have to edit your upload.php. You have to come over here, edit your upload.php, add new name of your bucket, add a new region of your requirement. Now, once you make these changes, you have to create image again, and then you need to upload this image to ECR, and then you have to pull this image from ECR to ECS. Now all the process will be repeated process. So every time whenever you are going to change bucket name, or if you are going to deploy this application into the another region, you have to change or edit your upload.php file if you are going to add this static value. But if you are going to use dynamic value, it is very good. While you are running your image, you can pass this value dynamically. Now you may have one question that, okay, but when we are going to set up ECS task, or when we are going to set up ECS service, can we pass this value dynamically? Yes. In the ECS, we have facility to set up environment variable as well. So we can do this, right? Now for you guys, let's say that if you are creating this project first time, right? So what you can do over here, you can go to S3. Here you can create bucket according to your convenience, okay? And copy the bucket name. For example, here I have this bucket, CloudFolks Lab bucket. I have this bucket ready. I have one image. Let me clear it. So I don't have any image right now. I just deleted this, okay? So now no image. So I have this bucket. I'm going to use this bucket. You can create your own bucket. Now, once you have your bucket, you can update this bucket over here, right? In my case, I have to update this bucket name with the CloudFolks Lab bucket. Then you can also dynamically update your region, AP South 1 for me. If you have another region, you can choose this as well, okay? So this is all about environment variable, which is giving us flexibility that we do not need to edit files every time when we are going to change region or bucket. Okay, this is done. Now let's talk about these two. Why we are actually providing AWS credential over here while we are running our container. See, according to AWS, you cannot access one service from another. Here what is actually happening? Our PHP application is going to store data into S3 bucket. Am I right? PHP application is going to store data into the S3 bucket. Now PHP application don't have this permission to store the data into the S3 bucket. We have to give them permission. Now we can do this using two ways. One, in our PHP code, right? In our PHP code, we can add access key and secret access key, which is giving permission to PHP to store data into the S3. This is one way. Now, according to AWS, this is not best way, or it is not best practice. You should not hard coded your credentials into the PHP pages. Why? Because if anyhow hacker will get access of your file, they can get your AWS credentials and they can steal your account as well. Right? So in this case, if I am going to write code, I have to take care that there will be no access key and secret key in my code. Look at this. There is no secret key and access key in my code. The bad way, or which is not best practice, is look at this. You have to hard code your credentials. Right? In here, if you look at this, this is upload.php, but we have to specify the secret key and access key, which is not best practice at all. You should not do this. Right? So now you may have one question over here as well, that okay, if we are not going to hard code this, how we can provide permission to PHP application to access this? We can use AWS role. We need to create role. We will attach this role with the PHP in upcoming days when we are going to create task or container. We will attach this with the role with the container or a task or service which is giving permission to PHP to store data into the S3. So do not add your credentials. One second. Like this. Your code must be very secure, must be very crystal clear. You can set up this whole process using IAM role, right? So when we are going to create task or when we will create service, we will set up these two things. We will set up environment variable for bucket name and region, and we will also set up IAM role, which is giving our PHP application to store the data into the S3, right? So we are following AWS best practice over here. We will not use this particular option. We will use this option. Here we don't have hard-coded access key and secret key. Okay, you got my point. Now you may have one question over here that, okay, you are saying that do not hard code your access key and secret key, but right now you are doing this, right? Right now you are doing this. Here you are going to run this image using the access key and secret key. Why? Because right now,
Sorry to interrupt you. I know you guys are enjoying our video a lot because our final ultimate goal is Solution Architect Certification exam. To reach the destination, we required full videos. Path number 1, our 6-in-1 program. Our 6-in-1 program include all prerequisite skills which is needed as a cloud engineer. It include 24/7 support, lifetime update, section-wise practice test, full course practice test with tips and tricks by Bhavesh Atara, how to do exam preparation course, weekly lifetime live session with Bhavesh Atara, and 6 AWS project with documents. Path number 2, you can enroll by paying 499 and get Hindi and English, both the languages, videos of AWS. The choice is yours how to create your success story by choosing best one. Best of luck. Thank you.